Javen here, and welcome to my segment, Javen's 2 Cents, and today is going to be an interesting episode because I'll be talking about my journey with Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome. I was diagnosed with it at the age of 16, and that day forever changed my life. So before I turned 16, I was actually really excited to go through puberty at the age of 13. Usually between 12 and 13, that's the average age of when girls start to go through puberty and get their period. And so I waited till I was 13 to finally get mine, and I wasn't getting mine. I waited a month, I waited 2 months, I waited 3 months. Still nothing was happening. I was starting to get jealous of my other friends who were like a year younger than me, and they were going through puberty at 12, and I was like, okay, this is weird. I go to my mom and I ask her, when did she start going through puberty? And she said she was a late bird. She actually started at 16, and so I was like, okay, I'll wait till I'm 16, right? I wait 3 years. I was really excited. My birthday comes up. I turned 16. I waited a couple of days, maybe even a week. Still nothing was happening, so I kept waiting and waiting, and August approaches. Nothing. September approaches and still nothing. So I waited that long and I was getting a little bit worried. So I go up to my mom again at that time and I tell her, like, I'm 16 now and I still haven't gone through puberty yet. I still haven't gotten my period. There must be something wrong. She ends up making an appointment to see my pediatric physician. She gave me a physical, and we had to make other appointments and also got ultrasound tests. And after the test, finally got the results, and my parents on a Friday night went to my doctor's to see her, and it was better for them to actually tell me rather than the doctor. So the next morning I hear them calling my name, and so I wake up, go to the bedroom, and it was a beautiful Saturday morning, basically. And it looked like a peaceful day. So I went into the room. They asked me to lie between them, and I did. And they told me what had happened. They went to the doctors because they got the results, and it turned out that I'm diagnosed with Turner syndrome. And so they started to cry a little bit. Trying to keep my composure. And then they told me, you have Turner syndrome and what it entails. And basically, in kind words, they said that you won't be able to have children physically. My dad tried to comfort me, and he did. He told me that, you're still beautiful and that we're going to go through this together. And it's going to be hard, but you're not alone. And so, yeah. That's the day that I found out. We set an appointment at Rady Sharp Hospital, and I met with a specialist who explained Turner syndrome a little bit more, and we will get into that right after this. And she said that I would have to see a special doctor for this, and so we scheduled that appointment, and it was with Dr. Sherry. She was one of my favorite doctors at that time, and I miss her. She's really nice. First time I met her, she was very welcoming, and she knew exactly what she was talking about, and she made me feel safe. She made me feel like everything was going to be okay. Thank God for her. The average person, or the average human, has a total count of 23 chromosomes. But in my case, I have 23 chromosomes, but my 23rd chromosome is lacking. It's missing something. It's deformed. In here, I'll show you. This is my actual chromosome count chart that I got from my doctors after they examined me. And as you can see, I have all 23, but here on my 23rd, I'm missing a little piece right there. And so because that code is missing, something is missing that never developed in my own body. Usually, as girls grow up, we're born with ovaries, okay? And ovaries are essential to a woman's body because the ovaries release a chemical called estrogen. Estrogen is needed so that us girls can develop and go through puberty. In my case, because that code is missing, I never developed ovaries while I was in my mom's womb, growing. And because I have no ovaries, it's absent. My body can't release that special chemical called estrogen. Hence, I have to take hormone replacement medication so that I can have estrogen in my body and be able to develop normally like girls do and go through puberty, and that is my case. Because of that, I'm considered a mosaic turners. Mosaic turners are girls that usually have all their chromosomes, but the 23rd one is messed up, so I usually consider that as 22.5 to 8. But in most cases, girls who have Turner syndrome, actual Turner syndrome, not mosaic, but Turner syndrome itself, they're completely missing their 23rd chromosome, so they only have 22. So what does that entail? Basically, girls with only 22 counts, they develop certain physical attributes that are deformed. And even though they have those deformities, they are still beautiful, they're still wonderful women, and they're still great humans. And usually those girls will have webbed necks, they'll have like small nails, very low hairline, very short stature from 4'5" to 4'8", and because of that, the doctors will usually consider them, it's optional if they want to take growth hormones. But like I said, whether you're mosaic or if you're full turners, you're still beautiful, you're still strong, you're still great, and you're still human. Don't ever look at yourself any different than anybody else. Aside from the outer physical attributes that can happen with Turner syndrome, there's also inward physical attributes. And that is, we have a lot of medical problems that can happen. Girls with TS can usually end up having osteoporosis, so our bones can deteriorate faster than the average girl. We can have a lot of organ failures inside, such as heart failure, liver failure, kidney failure. So we really have to have a better lifestyle as far as exercise and diet, which I fail at all the time, but I'm only human. And along with that, we can also develop certain diseases such as type 2 diabetes. We are highly capable of getting type 2 diabetes. Not only do I have Turner syndrome, I highly was capable of also getting scoliosis, which I have, and now type 2 diabetes. Life is difficult, life is hard, but it's not impossible. And I know that I can overcome these things, and I have. Another thing that kind of hinders us is education. We have a hard time with studies, and we're only able to go a little bit below average. But with hard work, determination, and the right people in my life, I was able to overcome those obstacles and actually graduate high school. I graduated college, I have a job now, and so with a lot of hard work and push, I was able to get to where I am today. So aside from all that physical stuff, we also go through emotional stuff. I went through a journey with my emotions dealing with Turner syndrome. When I first heard that I had it, it was definitely difficult. I was angry, I was bitter inside even though I didn't show it. So I basically put a facade in front of people showing them that I was okay, I'm good. Because I thought that being like that shows more strength than being open about it and showing my emotions about it. And it wasn't until maybe like my mid-20s when I finally started opening up about it slowly to my closer friends. But at the beginning it was hard. For me. It was very hard for me. And what I had to do, that my parents told me that the doctors told them, is that I had to tell my close friends about what's going on so that I can have the support that I need. Not just from my family, but also from my friends. So I remember distinctly, it was a Sunday afternoon, right after service. I asked my friends to stay, and it was just us in the sanctuary, and my parents were there too. I sat them down. They were sitting on the stairs. Sorry. They were sitting on the stairs, and I said, well, I know now why I'm not able to go through puberty, and it's because I've been diagnosed with Turner syndrome. And I hope that, you still accept me for who I am. And I thank God for my friends, even though I haven't seen them in forever. They were there for me at that moment. And if you're watching this, thank you so much for not judging me and for being there for me and understanding my situation. It really helps a lot. And for the others that were my atas and kuyas, thank you so much. And especially for all the women in my life who supported me and loved on me going through all of this and up until now. I'd also like to thank all my new friends who I've spoken about this to them for just comforting me and praying over me and speaking over me, and especially to my parents for the emotional support and for dealing with me through my whole life and just reminding me that despite this, that I can still function in this world and that I have a purpose in this world. And I especially thank God for creating me for this reason, to be able to share this with all of you. Turner syndrome does not run my life. God said, don't let this shortcoming run your life, because you are so much more than that. You matter. You're worth more than that. This will give you a purpose and a reason. And I believe that because of Turner syndrome, I'm able to open up about being a girl, being a woman, to other girls out there that may have similar struggles that I do, or to help girls that do have TS to go through it and share the gospel through it. So aside from all the emotional stuff, there was also the spiritual. I went through a journey with the Lord on this. I was angry at Him the first time. Finally got over my anger in my 20s. It's not that I lost faith in Him. It's just that my anger overshadowed the good things about the Lord. And my attitude changed after my mid-20s, especially with my walk with God. It actually got stronger and stronger, knowing that I surrounded myself with people who really genuinely cared about my walk with the Lord. And that truly helped. Having friends that will pray for you 24/7 or be there for you whenever you need them, to comfort you, to remind you that God is so good, has helped me in my spiritual journey with the Lord. If it weren't for God, I think I would have a hard time with it and maybe go through a downward spiral with depression. There were times, to be honest, where I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. But thank God for protecting me, reminding me that my life matters, my story matters, your life matters, and your story matters. Because you never know, the story that God created in you could help someone else out there too. The way that I look at TS now is I don't let it control me. I don't let it define me. But it is a part of my story, and I embrace it so that one day it can help someone out there too. And the only one that has my life fully, that I dedicate my life to 100%, is to God. And without His grace, without His love, I wouldn't be here today. And I hope that this story reaches out to all the girls out there that may be going through Turner syndrome. And this month actually marks Turner Syndrome Awareness Month. And so if you ever meet anyone who has Turner syndrome, don't see them any different. They are just as human as you are. And treat them with respect and treat them with love and support. Alright, Jaybirds, well that's all I have for you guys for today, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, go ahead and thumbs up this video right down below, and don't forget to comment and subscribe to my channel. Alright, Jaybirds, what time is it? It's time to fly away. It's time to fly away. I'll see you guys next time. God bless, and remember, love God, love people. Bye!